The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dilini Gunawardena and read by Tilani Pires. The headlines. The Postmaster General says that no post office will be closed tomorrow. The leave of all postal staff is cancelled till the 10th of November. Landslide early warnings are issued to 6 districts of the island. The divisional secretaries agree to support the continued implementation of the Aswasuma welfare program. It is emphasized that the President intends to empower both the public and private sectors while uplifting the economy. And on international news, dozens are reported killed by Israeli airstrikes in the southern Gaza cities. And in sports news, the Cricket World Cup, the match between Afghanistan and Australia is currently underway. The postal workers have decided to resort to a 48-hour token strike from midnight today. Postmaster General Mr. SRWMRP Sarath Kumar said that discussions were held with the Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena and the Secretary to the Ministry Anusha Palpita. It was emphasized that no post office will be closed. It has been agreed to hand over the Nuwara Eliya Post Office building to the Urban Development Authority for a better investment opportunity. An improved place will be provided for the post office to be provided. The department has faced a loss of over 7 billion rupees in the previous year. It is expected to decrease the loss up to 3 billion rupees this year. Under such circumstances, it will have a negative impact on the progress of the department. Therefore, Postmaster General requests the staff to report for duty. Steps have been taken to cancel all the leave of its employees due to the need of maintaining the postal services ahead of a planned strike by postal workers. Accordingly, Postmaster General stated that the leave of all postal staff will be cancelled till the 10th of November with immediate effect. The National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide early warnings to 6 districts of the island. Accordingly, Level 2 amber alerts are applicable for Haputale and Haldamulla in the Badulla district, Thumpane in the Kandy district, Kuruvita, Balangoda, Valigepola, Opanayaka, Godakavala, Ratnapura, Imbulpe, Kolonna, Kalawana, Alapatha and Haliagoda in the Ratnapura district. Level 1 yellow warnings have been issued for Walasmulla, Beliatta, Katuana and Okevala in the Hambantota district, Yatinura and Udubudumbara in the Kandy district, Mavanalla, Galigamuwa and Kagala in the Kagala district, Kotapala, Mulatiana, Tihagoda, Pitabadara, Aturaliya, Malimbada, Akurasa, Pasgoda, Valipitiya, Devinuwara, Kamburupitiya, Hakmana, Kirinda, Puhulwalla, Matara for Gravats, Valigama and Dikwalla in the Matara district, and Palmadulla, Kahavatta, Ayagama, Kiriyalla and Nivitagala in the Ratnapura district are also under Level 1 warnings. The Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Amendment Bill was taken into debate in Parliament today. The State Minister Asoka Priyantha said that the government is working on protecting the fishermen and providing concessions to them. MP Niroshan Pereira said that there is a lack of the fish harvest in the country as the marine territory is not clean. He further accused that action is not being taken expeditiously to recover the compensation for the Express Pearl and the New Diamond maritime disasters. MP Premanath Dolavath appreciated this as a positive step taken. Joining the debate, Mr. MP Vijitha Herath pointed out that imposing punishments on the fishermen community may result in them leaving the industry in the future. He requested the government to attend to this matter. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The chairman of the Welfare Benefits Board, Mr. Jayantha Wijeratne, said that the Union of the Sri Lanka Divisional Secretaries have agreed to support the continued implementation of Aswasuma Welfare Benefits Program. This has been decided during a meeting held today at the Presidential Secretariat. It was agreed to appoint specific officials in the grassroots level to carry out the program in a more formalized manner. Benefits will be provided under the categories of transitional vulnerable, poor and extremely poor. The welfare allowances granted to the senior citizens, the differently abled and kidney patients will also be paid. A discussion between the representatives of Singapore in the Asian Women Parliamentarians Caucus, Professor Rizwana Begum, and the chairperson of the Sri Lanka Women Parliamentarians Caucus, Dr. Sudashini Fernandopulle, was held recently. Ms. Vimala Chandrarajan, a lawyer from Singapore, Dr. Ramanija Sundara, a voluntary technical expert who drafted the women's policy in Sri Lanka, and representatives from NDI were present at the discussions held. The primary objective of this meeting was to discuss initiatives, programs and policies in Singapore aimed at empowering women and addressing and preventing violence against women. Professor Begum pointed out that there is a need for challenges and changes in laws, including stricter punishments, personal protection orders, expedited orders, domestic exclusion orders and counselling orders to eradicate violence against women. Furthermore, emphasizing on the prevention of family violence, she stated that action is needed not only by the public sector but also by the private sector. Dr. Sudashini Fernandopulle extended her gratitude to Professor Begum on sharing Singapore's insights on empowering women in Sri Lanka, preventing gender-based violence, closing the gender-based wage gap and supporting unpaid female workers and women. That ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda.
The MP Vajira Abeyewardena says that the government intends to empower both the public and private sector employers in the country while uplifting the economy. A formal program to achieve this aim is currently underway. The expenses on electricity and fuel will go down soon, resulting in a better economy. Taking part in a press conference held at the Presidential Media Centre, he requested the public not to support the propaganda carried out in hope of disrupting the uplifting of the economy. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Veda.
And on Watchlight tonight, the Department of Railways said the trains operating on all the railway lines will experience delays owing to a failure in the signalling system of a track section at the Maradana railway station. Meanwhile, it was also reported that trains on the Kalani Valley line have been disrupted due to a fallen tree on the rail tracks between Maradana and Baseline Road stations. That came to you in Watchlight. Moving on with world news and the headlines first. Dozens are reported killed by Israeli airstrikes in the southern Gaza cities. The South Korean authorities fight bedbugs to calm public jitters. The most distant active supermassive black hole to date is detected. Dozens of people have been reported killed by overnight Israeli airstrikes in the Gaza cities of Khan Yunis, Rafah and Deir al-Bal. The cities are in the southern part of the Gaza Strip, where civilians have been advised to move by Israel's military. The Israel Defense Forces have not commented on the strikes, but said they took control of a Hamas stronghold in northern Gaza in recent fighting. They also said they struck dozens of Hamas mortar shell launchers overnight and attacked Hamas targets from the sea. The researchers have discovered the most distant active supermassive black hole to date with the James Webb Space Telescope. The galaxy Sears 1019 existed just over 570 million years after the Big Bang, and its black hole is less massive than any other yet identified in the early universe. Not only that, they have easily shaken out two more black holes that are also on the smaller side and existed 1 and 1.1 billion years after the Big Bang. The evidence was provided by Webb's Cosmic Evolution Early Release Science Survey led by Stephen Finkelstein of the University of Texas. The South Korean authorities are working to contain bed bug infestations that have caused concern across the country. Local media report at least 17 outbreaks have been reported in the capital of Seoul and in the cities of Busan and Incheon as of 5th November. Seoul has set aside 500 million won and set up a response team to take on the bed bugs. The blood-sucking insects have also been a recent source of public alarm in France and the UK. Back to the world news headlines. Dozens are reported killed by Israeli airstrikes in the southern Gaza cities. The South Korean authorities fight bed bugs to calm public jitters. The most distant active supermassive black hole to date is detected. That ends world news.
Development news.
The Minister of Tourism, Harin Fernando, told Sri Lanka will have the best year recorded for tourism next year. He said this at the opening ceremony of the WTM in London yesterday. He added that the arrival and revenue targets have exceeded the anticipated numbers, and it is expected to end the year with 1.6 million arrivals and over $2.6 billion revenue. That came to you in development news. Moving on with sports news. The match between Afghanistan and Australia is currently underway at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Afghanistan captain Hazmatullah Shahidi won the toss and chose to bat first. Ibrahim Zardan scored a brilliant 129 runs not out. At the end of 50 overs, Afghanistan scored 291 runs for 5 wickets. In reply, Australia had scored 126 runs for 7 wickets in the end of 24.6 overs a short while ago. That was sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
HNB Assurance secured the Bronze Award at Dragons of Asia 2023 under the new product launch category for its marketing communications campaign promoting the innovative Supreme Health Unlimited product. This honor showcased the company's commitment to understanding trends and indigenously communicating their message to the public. This success follows HNB Assurance's recent triumph at the CMO Awards, where the company also received the award for the Best Digital Integrated Campaign. That came to you in business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
The launch of the Sri Lanka-Indonesia Business Council extends the Ceylon Chamber's global business and industry network, enhancing members' access to business and trade promotion opportunities while promoting economic cooperation between the two countries. Plans to organize a business delegation from Sri Lanka to Indonesia, which will foster direct connections and business opportunities, are currently underway, serving as a platform for businesses from both countries to collaborate and explore opportunities for mutual growth and cooperation. That ends economic news.
Weather report.
Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in most provinces of the island after 1 p.m. Heavy showers about 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the western, central, Sabragamur and Uva provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts. Showers may occur in the northern and eastern provinces during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabragamur, central and Uva provinces during the morning. That was the weather report. And now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The Postmaster General says that no post office will be closed tomorrow. The leave of all postal staff is cancelled till the 10th of November. Landslide early warnings are issued to 6 districts of the island. The divisional secretaries agree to support the continued implementation of the Asvasma welfare program. It is emphasized that the President intends to empower both the public and private sectors while uplifting the economy. And on international news, dozens are reported killed by the Israeli air strikes in the southern Gaza cities. And on sports news, Cricket World Cup, the match between Afghanistan and Australia is currently underway. That ends this news broadcast. Now it's back to Chandima Virakon on the other side as always on a Tuesday night. Back to you, Chandima.
Thank you very much, Tilani. That was none other than Tilani Paris bringing you the night bulletin of news. 8:09 is the time.